Good morning, hope you're doing really well. Today I'm in Buckinghamshire to explore a couple of really incredible decoy sites, a K and a Q one. So without further ado, let's go and come on, let's do it. I think you're going to really like this, come on. Hello, welcome back to a very noisy decoy site. It's because we're on an A road literally next to me, so it's quite interesting to actually get to this. So we're at the first one, the other one is actually in the distance, and we're going to hopefully see if we can reach that one as well. So what's the story, more importantly, morning glory, behind these Starfish Decoy sites? So this one that you're seeing was built in 1940, and it was actually a Q site based, well, KQ site, sorry, which meant K meant the day, obviously, so this would be operated during the day, and then Q would mean obviously night. We've only explored maybe a couple of KQ sites before, notably one in Essex, but we've explored a lot of nighttime ones as well. And obviously these are the control bunkers which are located for Bickchester. It was a dummy airfield for Bickchester. So the idea was that this was meant to replicate in these fields over here an airfield, a dummy airfield, in hopes that the German bombers would mistake these simulated lights and simulated sort of like wooden planes and, you know, sorry, I don't mean that, like sort of dummy aircraft, etc, etc, in hopes that they would bomb this instead. So the job that they did here was absolutely vital. And like I said, you might be able to see the other one in the distance, almost straight in front of me between the pylon here. But this one so far, that I can see, is in incredible condition. And as you've noticed before on this channel, I do love a good starfish site, but more importantly, they do vary, and I've never seen one in design like this before, so this is another one that we can sort of tick off. But yeah, we're in Buckinghamshire at Grendon Underwood, and like I said, it's a very, very noisy place this to actually have a look at. So yeah, but the condition is incredible. So obviously these were one of two control bunkers. We assume that one of them would have been a daytime one, which is the K site, one of them being a Q site. Obviously escape hatch on the top, one entrance in with a generator, hopefully, or two sometime, to help simulate the petroleum night, etc, etc, for all the operations and other little things. Obviously on these ones these are slightly different because you would have had decoy craft here as well, or dummy craft, to be a dummy airfield, like I said. And obviously for Bickchester, always worry about the pronunciation of that. But without further ado, let's go and take a look. I've said too much. So obviously in this one, it's a really straightforward design. You've literally just got an escape hatch up there. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got a torch with me. Such a waste. There you go, escape hatch. And then obviously our entrance. And split up into half, you would have had the, well, in hopes you would have had, there's a split there. Potential there would have been a generator in here. Although I'm not sure on these ones exactly, because, although, no, there is, because there's the vent holes for them. So somewhere along here, they would have had a generator or two. Normally, but not always, a 6-man crew. Obviously on this they would have taken shifts in between the day and night, and like I said, this one isn't necessarily specified as to tell us which one is the day and which one was the nighttime one. But again, from experience, either bunker would have taken over its duty. We'll just take one more look because we are here after all in glorious Buckinghamshire, and I've not done a starfish site in Buckinghamshire before, so this is quite good. There you go. But the condition itself isn't too bad. Obviously there was you've got to put it in context. There was a severe threat from the worry that German bombers were attacking our airfields. Obviously in the Battle of Britain we know that they were a prime site before they moved over to attacking London. The idea was to wear down the RAF. so they didn't have them. And then for some strange reason, reasons we sort of know and don't know, if that makes sense, they decided to target London, which meant that the RAF could regroup. So actually on a site like this, which is common with most starfish sites, they would have had a short shelf life, really in relevance, but it was the importance that they played was really the main thing. Now I'm just going to quickly wander around here. But like I said, every single one is always different. Sorry about the sun, it is spring. Spring is upon us. Thankfully these fields aren't being used at the moment. Isn't that beautiful though? It's really well kept. So, like I said, on these fields here, it would have been a replica airfield for Bicchester, RF Bicchester. Beautiful really, I actually drove through it on the way down here. It's changed so much from, you know, my many adventures in through to Oxford and Oxfordshire. Going into Buckinghamshire is what I'd normally do, go through to Oxfordshire and then top and tail around the top into Buckinghamshire and then make my way back down into Kent via the Dartford crossing. Not that it's important to you, but you know, I've done it on many a journey and I kind of like that way to go really. But there we go. Right, on to the next one. Let's do it. Come on. Right, okay. As you can see, this one's quite an interesting little trek down. And the farmer has desperately wanted to try and keep this one as best preserved as possible, and that's because it looks like it's on its way out, unfortunately. Oh dear. Wow. Oh, this one's really cool. It's got the rungs of the ladder. Look at that. Very cool. But obviously the escape hatch is completely taken over on this one. If you can see that. But these individual rungs here. And looking out, you can see again on the right hand side where a vent would have been, obviously where a generator would have been pumping out or helping pump out that petroleum or the night light, depending. It had multiple uses, obviously, those generators, as you know. Like I said, and some decoy sites had 2 generators, some had 1, but normally there's about a crew of about 6 in there. And again, same design as the other one, so obviously you can imagine that. But again, its role was to simulate this airfield so that the Germans could, in theory, not bomb or bomb here instead. I'm not really sure if we can get round clean enough. We can. Let's go around like this. There you go. Bit of a rough and ready video, this one today. Yeah. That's as best as I think we're going to do today. There is a fence around this one. But the condition from the outside is beautiful, but this one definitely has seen better days. It's crumbling. So the top of the escape hatch is pretty much gone, but yet the rungs of the ladder are there. Thistles and thorns everywhere. Can't really get around the other side, as you can see. I had to come in the opposite way because of can I get through? Oh, I might be able to. Yeah, look, there we go. Sneak attack, everyone. Oh, there we go. Yeah, look, there's our vent port. There we go. You can see why they've tried fencing this one off for, so like I said, just because of how sketchy it is. The condition of it isn't great. Well, though, very cool though, isn't it? Like I said, I'm a big fan of these Starfish Decoy sites. I've done the most of them on my channel if you haven't seen already. Oh, getting attacked by the foliage. Because I just think they were an unsung bit of World War II history. Even though really we know that they weren't as effective as most people probably assume they might have been. Cool. It became more difficult to get around. There we go. But yeah, still very cool though. There we go. It's knackered me out there. Well, there was our decoy sites for today in Buckinghamshire. Good old Bucks. Really hope you enjoyed this and came along with me. Apologies for the hair. But yeah, really hope you enjoyed this, came along with me. Obviously we talked about the history of it, and so we've pretty much covered it, haven't we? It's just a shame that there's not really so much to write home about. That's interesting. There's a pulley wheel there, if you can see that. Again, I'm battling the light here, so I do apologise. But there, anyway, not much else to note, but well worth the trip for me anyway. And great to document both of them in situ. So like I said, KQ sites, obviously like I said, one of them night, one of them day. And again, if we look through at the fields that this would have covered for our dummy airfield, simulating it at day and at night, fantastic work they did. And probably one of the more active sites in the area. Anyway, any more words of Phoenix history, thank you so much for coming along with me. I really hope you enjoyed this brief little interesting video. Stay safe, much love to all of you out there, because history matters, doesn't it just? And of course, I will see y'all very soon. Look after yourselves, everybody. Ready? Kapow. See ya.